How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So in this video, we're going to go over the HRT Plate Carrier and all the modularity that it has to offer. So first off, this carrier that you see right now, it was actually given to me to test by the company. But before you call me a shill, we actually went out and purchased a second one with own money, 100% own cash. They had no idea that we did it, just to compare the two. Now, this other carrier is actually supposed to be right here in today's filming, but unfortunately, it is actually being used operationally. A coworker of mine that I had help me test this configured rig, and the other one is actually using it again at the moment. So it's not here for today's filming purposes, but I'll roll in some footage and some photos of that other carrier to prove to you, hey, we had a different one, which is pretty cool. And no, I am not being biased. I did not get paid to do this at all. They just said, here's the carrier, roll with it. What do you think? And that is exactly what we're going to talk about. So first off, setting the premise, how much did I actually use the carrier? Because a lot of people on YouTube will pop up and say, oh, I use this carrier, blah, 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 and it's pretty great, and they actually never used it. So specifically, I use this carrier 16 hours a day, every single workday. My job requires me to have plates and ammunition and weapon systems and other gear on me at all times during the entire day. So months of testing with this basic carrier, and everything that you see on it was actually used by me. It has been sweat in, it has blood on it, it has a lot of other stuff that I don't want to talk about just because of the law enforcement and security-based job that I do, but it's been heavily used. So first off, why do you care what I have to say about this? Real quick, is I've used a lot of plate carriers. With that being said, here's a carrier right here. Let me flip it around. Here's a carrier. Here's another carrier. Here's another carrier. And there's another one down at my feet that I can't grab. Let me swap it out. Here's another one. So, with that being said, I understand what a plate carrier should be able to do, how comfortable it should be, and how does this one stack up to all the other ones that I've literally used throughout my entire career. That is exactly what we're going to dive into. So let's push into it initially. So HRT markets this carrier for a reasonable price, but mainly as a modular-based aspect or carrier rig that you can swap out to use in multiple different missions. Now, after going through it, purchasing stuff and getting things sent to me by the company, yes, I would agree with that. This is a modular-based setup. So what do I mean by that? It is totally, in a way, user configured, other than you would say the plate pockets, because that's what a plate carrier is. It's supposed to carry your plates. Other than that, you can put whatever you want for different missions upon this kit. So first off, the front, which this is a Maximus placard. So as you can see, the Velcro surprisingly works really well. This is a Maximus placard right here. 2 clips and then Velcro. I haven't actually noticed an issue with this. I know a lot of people complain about Velcro being in the front and you got to flip it up and everything like that. Personally, haven't noticed an issue. And I've been running this for many hours straight and many days. Personally, I don't mind it too much. Carries 3 magazines up in the front, and then 2 general purpose pouches, which I prefer to put my range cards, my maps, my Right in the Rain, just insert whatever items that you need on a daily in here. And for perspective-wise, it will carry, has Ear Pro in here, and then a full Israeli bandage in here as well, along with a couple other items. So you can kind of see that's kind of the bulk. Now, it can come out a little bit more, and they do compress. They're gusseted in the bottom and everything. Actually did a pretty good job at it. So modular-wise, you can put different magazines up here in the front, different plates or placards you can purchase for different missions. You want to run 308s, AK magazines, submachine gun magazines. For the price, it's actually pretty good. Now, moving on to the back. The back also has placards available to it. And as you can see, there are 3 different retention types. Now, I'm going to show you this here in a second, but you have zipper, you have MOLLE, and you have Velcro, which is also on the back of this Hydromax placard. So with that said, you can see it has 3 levels of retention, so it's not going anywhere, but it's reasonably easy to take off and on. Now, my specific job and how I use this is I do 2 different roles: QRF, which is quick reaction force, and law enforcement. So I run this kit, of course, without the patches, because that would be unauthorized in my particular unit, but this is what I run to configure other stuff in my QRF gig. Now, I need extra items. When I'm doing quick reaction force-based stuff, I'm kind of like a mobile SWAT team. I got to go out to things at a moment's notice. But we also have breaching tools with us. We have extra water, we have food, we have explosive, we have extra magazines, ammunition, extra weapon systems. And I need to carry some of that, and I can't be slick. So I often will run this on the back. As you can see, there's flex cuffs here as well, but they make a lot of different roles. So there's 2 general purpose pouches here, but on the inside, they are Velcroed. So you can put their magazine insert, which is the same actually in the front here, the 3 mag. You can also put that in here. Also, I like running the flashbangs up there, because if I'm number 1 man, number 2 man can grab them, show them, blah, 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 door entry, breaching procedures. But this kit's really nice. It also, the way it is right now, also has water available to it. Now, it can also expand, which is very nice. It does have a zipper along the bottom, goes all the way around, that it will expand this pack so you can put cold weather, wet weather gear, or other mission essential equipment. That's really cool. I really like that. I've used it, and I will continue to use it. But I don't run this in law enforcement purposes because I'm sitting in a patrol car all day. That gets annoying on my back, and it hurts my back. So I take it off, and I run it slick when I'm in a patrol car doing that kind of stuff. So, positives, negatives. I kind of touched on that really quickly about the positives and the negatives. Gosh, I got carriers all over the place. But let's talk about stitching and how well does it perform. So the stitching on this is actually pretty good compared to the one that we bought and the one that was given to me, equally the same. I was worried about them being a difference between the two. There isn't. They're very sturdy, ready to go. And I have ripped through plate carriers before. For instance, let me grab this one. This one I have tore up in the corner, and it's starting to come all the way down, and I've had to re-sew it. This one with, well, of course that has a little bit more wear and tear, but this one has no signs of failing anywhere. Time will tell. Here in about a year or 2, we'll probably do an update on this carrier so you guys can get another legitimate real-world review on this particular kit. So, 2 things that I would have suggestion for HRT, which isn't a negative, but just improvements could be made. 1, the sizing. So this is a large carrier. As far as I'm aware, they only make a large carrier. In the future, I was told they're thinking about making different size carriers. Now, I am a smaller guy. I'm taller. I have a 27-inch waist. I weigh 150 pounds. I can pretty much run forever. But with that, this large carrier, I was able to adapt it to fit me just fine, which is pretty rare. Sometimes when it's a large kit, it's no joke, a large kit, like a small guy is not getting into it. This one, on the other hand, is. I was able to configure it. It is comfortable for me. Real quick before we sign off, actually, I'll go back to a positive. Pontoon system is what they call it. There's actually neoprene inserts in this, and it creates a cavity down through the center of the carrier for airflow. When I first heard that, I was kind of like, probably BS. Got to use it. Surprisingly, it's correct. It does work. I do still sweat, but I don't sweat as much as a carrier that's like fully flush to my body. So if you are in warmer conditions, this isn't that bad of a kit, honestly, for hot weather. I was surprised. I didn't sweat as much. And lastly, one thing that I have for HRT, which I wish they would approve on, which as far as when I talk to the company, they are about improvement. The plate pouch is actually really good. I really like it, but it has no room for actually like a plate carrier IFAC, which I like running, which is the POCUS carrier or the IFAC that slips into the plates. When I am wearing this, I'm pretty much impossible of getting it unless I really take my actual plate out. Be nice if they made a second pouch. Granted, that's kind of my suggestion. That, I mean, who else runs those? Select hand few. But all in all, I wish they would improve that. But other than that, over the main things of a carrier, out of all the years that I've used a carrier, it doesn't have any of the negatives that a lot of carriers come with. Now, of course, is it going to be configured to everyone? No, but that's your mission suit. So in my opinion, it works extremely well. And for the price, and then you can adapt it, it's a pretty good gig. So with that said, it is, at least this channel, or Prepared Airman, is approved plate carrier. I'm going to be running this. I will continue to run this at my job until something better comes along, or I just don't feel like running it anymore, which in the foreseeable future, I feel like I'm going to go to this. So if you guys like this kind of stuff and want to see more, we're probably going to do a review fully of how I have it configured and why. That's a different one. This is a review of the particular product itself. And like I said, it checks out, especially for the price. Good Minuteman kit, neighborhood protection base plan, something like that. If you want to protect your family, you don't even have to be military. This is a reasonable price that can work with everyone, different types of plates, all that stuff for maybe protecting your family, other stuff like that. This is a carrier where I would point you in the right direction to. Actually, not to break the bank, because for the money, it's pretty reasonably priced. I'll throw their link in the description box below. If you're interested, go look at their products, stuff like that. I don't get paid for it. If you buy 1 or 0 of these off of my link, or if you buy 100 of them, I don't get paid for this. It's just me literally telling you how I feel about the product. So other than that, I don't have much to say. Good carrier. I recommend it. As of now, I don't have any faults in it, and I would highly recommend you guys like and subscribing if you like this type of stuff. Patreons, thank you very much. You allow me to go out and purchase other gear and equipment like this, so I am non-biased. So I actually have a stake in my gear in a way. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a great day.